Tuesday, May 4th. I'm in Pearl, Mississippi. I arrived here this afternoon, and as I was passing through, suddenly the sirens went off and the weather turned, and there was a tornado warning, and the storm was amazing. I was following the storm as I was driving south from Cleveland this morning, and it looked like I was getting more and more in the midst of the red that was the storm, and my newly installed radio kept giving me the warning that there's a weather warning. And so I met the warning. It was this tornado, and it was crazy, and it's still raining. So I decided to go to a motel at I think it's the Best Western. It's the Best Western. And to spend here the night instead of doing anything else. I think I'm going to continue on Highway 49 going south and see how long I can go. And the purpose is to get to Florida. That's the purpose. But this little detour to going from New Orleans to Cleveland kind of threw me off kilter, but I'm fixing it as we go along. So that's where we are. It's May 5th, 2021, and I'm in Pearl, Mississippi. Pearl, Mississippi is a suburb of Jackson, Mississippi, Jackson is the capital of the state. At some point in the last maybe 4 decades, this suburb became a city and was named Pearl. The interesting thing about Pearl is that it used to be a stomping ground for Ku Klux Klan. And it was a white-only city until in the 70s. At that point, there were 100% white inhabitants of Pearl and 0% anybody else. Nowadays, it's about 20% black, and the rest are white. Friday, May 7th, and I just left Lake Geiger near Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I'm on my way south towards Biloxi at the moment. My destination today is Biloxi, and there's a campsite that I have marked as a possible camping place, which is on the beach. And it's supposed to be free. And it's supposed to be a little bit shady, but we'll see. If it's too shady, I may not stay there. And we'll see. But anyways, that's my destination today, going south towards Biloxi. I'm here in Biloxi, Mississippi, and I found this area on Overlander where camping is allowed, from what I understand. And but it's pretty much just nothing. It's just a space. It's totally dry camping. I'm gonna explore Biloxi a little bit, and then probably come back here later and camp and stay the night and see what happens. It's a bit shady. There are some beer bottles and empty cartons of beers, and tonight is Friday, and so I'm hoping I won't have too many issues. We'll see.
The electromagnetic whirlwinds on the moon's surface make it virtually impossible to locate the source of the signal, Captain. Any indication of life, Mr. Wolf? Scanners read negative, sir.
I made it to Biloxi, Mississippi, and it's a gorgeous day outside. It's warm, it's like 85 degrees by the beach. It's pretty pleasant. I visited a Confederate cemetery, which the name escapes me right now, but when I make the video, I'll put it in. There are maybe about several hundred tombstones of the Confederate soldiers, and they all are adorned with the Confederate flag. I thought that was interesting. It's in the back of the house where the last president of the Confederate States retired to. His name is, I think, Jefferson something. I'll figure it out. So I'm here at a place where I found on Overlander where it says that you can camp, and I asked several people who were fishing around, and they said, yeah, you can stay here overnight. So I'm staying here overnight to see what happens. It's free. It's a bit shoddy. There's a lot of trash here and there. It's not too bad, but there are some. And it's Friday night, and I'm hoping that there's not going to be too many party going on here. We'll see. If it is, if it gets weird, I'll move out. It's Saturday, May 8th. I'm here at Blakeley state park in Blakeley, Alabama, which is a suburb of Mobile, Alabama. I arrived there today and I'm camping here in this state park, and behind me is the cemetery, what remains of a cemetery where Confederate soldiers are buried. Evidently there was a huge battle here fought between the Union troops and the Confederacy, where this area was a main battlefield, where, and a very important one, that when it fell, the entire city of Mobile fell. So the remains of some of the Confederate soldiers are buried in this cemetery that is behind me, and commemorated here. So this is called the Redoubt 6, which is one of the trenches that the Confederacy dug in the ground so they can provide a defensive line against the Union troops. It's really hard to show it on the video, but it's about maybe 4 or 5 feet deep, maybe about 10 feet wide. My attempt last night at making a fire fell abysmally short. My excuse was that, or still is, that the firewood is wet, and so my mistake was that I didn't make enough kindling and not enough thin pieces of wood to get the fire going before I put the fuel fire in there. So today I spent a good amount of time preparing, making smaller, thinner pieces of wood and making a lot more shavings than I did yesterday. The wood is still wet. Even when you cut it, you can feel the inside is totally moist. So we'll see. My plan is to make a good fire with this wet wood, and that's the plan. We'll see what happens. This fire started with absolutely a very proper structure. It was the log cabin structure, and I laid out the wood perfectly fine, and it started fine. However, it is now total anarchy. I have no idea. I have no idea whether this fire is going to last or not. It is going, but I have no idea where it's going to go. That's all I know. Whoa. bicycling is not very easy when you haven't done anything for quite a while. It's Wednesday, May 12th. I'm here in Newport Park and Campground in about several miles south of Tallahassee, Florida. I arrived here yesterday and I'm going to stay here 3 days. While I was driving here, I encountered the gas shortage that right now is on the news everywhere. Evidently, the southeastern states have been impacted by the main pipeline that feeds oil to these states, which was hacked by some hackers and held at a ransomware. And so the company that operates this pipeline has shut the pipeline down to prevent any further damage. Meanwhile, a lot of gas stations have ran out of gas. And those who do have gas have decided to gouge the public and have raised the price. Although for the southern state, $3 a gallon gas is a big deal. I live in Illinois, and I think last I paid in Illinois was like $3.25, which was normal. So perspective. Anyways, I decided to stay here several days at this campground while this oil issue gets itself sorted out, because I was planning on going to Jacksonville and then go on to Savannah. And Georgia, Virginia and Georgia, all these states north of Florida have been impacted the most. Meanwhile, I'm gonna end this video here and post it as soon as I can. As always, if you like the video, I would appreciate you like it. Make a comment, and if you have any questions, do put it below. I love to hear and read your comments. Until next video, thank you, and onward we go.